Welcome back to Dynamics. Okay, so that last video, Final Fantasy, ended up being just all about the, what's it called? The Final Fantasy Through the Ages cards that I'm super excited about. That's the thing I'm most excited about with Final Fantasy. But let's kind of talk about some of the other aspects, the standard and the commander aspects of Final Fantasy. Again, very excited about that too. I love Final Fantasy, but the art on the Through the Ages is just it it has me. Um, if I didn't care so much about that art, I probably wouldn't even try to get a collector box. But I'm going to try because of that. Even though you can get that art in the base non foil versions and play boosters, so I'm going to be opening up play boosters for as long as I can, and I will be getting a ton of the standard cards for that. So let's kind of take a look at this. So this is the standard set. This is the commander set. Let's see. Nope, this is the standard set. This is the commander. So we'll talk about commander real quick here. I do have the base copies of the decks pre-ordered. And then I also will be getting some of the special arts in either a collector box or in the play booster boxes. And so the actual these arts here, the expensive ones, these only come in the collector boxes. And so this is the like the commanders themselves from those decks in the profile with the game numeral behind them. So like this is Final Fantasy VII, Tifa's from Final Fantasy VII, Yuna's from Final Fantasy X. Does it say 10 behind her? Is there an X? Let's open this up. Huh. I don't really see 10 behind her. Interesting. But this is the Surge Foil Yuna. Maybe it's a different version. Like this is just the full borderless. But this has the borderless with the numeral behind them. Cloud with Final Fantasy with the 7 numeral behind him. These are very cool. I will, if I get a collector box, I'll open at least one of these, whether it's Surge Foil or regular foil or non-foil, we shall see. But yeah, so this is what I'm looking at for Commander. I do hope to get Titus. I do hope to get both. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Let me finish this video. All right, so Celis Rune Knight is the big one that I want, and then Rydia. Is it Rydia? Who is it? Who is it? Bella. No, sorry. Oh, where'd she go? Terra. There we go. Terra is the other big one that I want to get there from my favorite games, Final Fantasy VI. But yeah, very cool stuff. I'm very excited about Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy VI in the Commander decks, and I do hope to get the special treatments. But that's pretty much that for Commander decks. So we'll move on to talking about the Standard. So in the Standard, again, these are listed in here because this is okay. So it's a different version. I shouldn't have closed that other screen. This is a different version of Cloud. This is the standard version of Cloud versus the Commander version of Cloud, but you still get this profile with the 7 behind him. This Sephiroth is amazing. Everybody's super excited about this Vivi just for Commander as a Commander. Obviously, the traveling chocobo, and so that's the big topic for this. So let's talk about it. I'm gonna open a collector box if I can get my hands on one. Talked about that in the last video. Traveling chocobo is the chase cards. Even though for me the chase cards are the Amano arts, the chase card in the collector boxes is the traveling chocobo. That's the what's it called? The feature. They have a name for it. Anyways, the card. And so in this case, what they're doing is they're going to do. So this is the borderless one. Probably can get this in Surge Foil maybe. This is just the base borderless though, and it's like $87. That'll probably drop, but still. But there are numerous versions of this, and I'm guessing they're not showing up here because they're just going to be so rare and so expensive that no one's posting it yet. But so like Kamigawa, the most recent Kamigawa set had those neon light versions of that one card. They're kind of doing something similar with the Traveling Chocobo. There's different rarities, but they're all very rare. And then there's one that's even more rare, which is like a blacked out with Japanese instead of English. Amazing looking card. Would love to pull it. It's super rare. I won't be pulling it, but it'll be super expensive if I did pull it. Even beyond that, though, there is a golden version of the Traveling Chocobo, which will be serialized. There will only be 77 of those. That's the big hit. That's a tens of thousands of dollar card, if not, hundreds if, you get the right number and someone really, really wants it, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But more likely, you're looking at like tens of thousands of dollars for one of those serialized 77 cards. Is anybody going to pull them? Well, some people are. Am I going to pull it? No. Would I love to? Sure. Would I sell it? Absolutely. Because then I could just go buy out all the other cards that I want. but yes, if I pulled that, I would sell it. But it would be amazing to pull. If I could sell it, if I could find a buyer, I probably actually would go to the effort of trying to like post it on like eBay or something. Well, I would figure out a way to move it. Okay, so some of these borderless treatments do come in the Amano art. So, I want these also. So this is not a Through the Ages version of Terra. It's just a, special Amano art version of the card from the standard set. I want all of these that are like that. Let's see. Vivi is one of my favorite characters from Final Fantasy IX. Super excited about that. I get it for what he does. He's red blue, but he's a black mage, and that's kind of a bummer for me. Final Fantasy IX black mage should be black, but I get it. I get why they didn't. All right, so he's one of the big hits because it's a great commander. Let's see. There's a Buster Sword. That's super awesome. Jumbo Cactuar is super awesome and flavorful. I'm very excited about all the Cactuars. I'm excited about all the different Chocobos. There's not just this Traveling Chocobo. There's multiple. There's multiple Moguls, which I'm very excited about. We have Kefkas, multiple Kefkas. I love Kefka. This art is amazing. This is some of the Amano art for Kefka, and I desperately want this card. The only problem is it's not fun to play against, so I probably won't build it, and if I do build it, it won't be played often. Let's keep on going. I don't want this video to be as long as the last one, but we're at 8 minutes. We got time. We're looking at Aether and Prewind, which is from Final Fantasy 14. So that's the MMO. There's a lot of cards from Final Fantasy 14. If you guys hear the baby crying in the background, it is the school project baby that my girlfriend's daughter has just brought home. So you may hear that in the background. She's super excited about it. All right. Terror of the Peaks is getting a reprint, so we could kind of talk about that. There's a couple of solid reprints in this set. Terror of the Peaks being the big one. Here we have a Cloud. Here we have a Lightning. Emmet. Summon. The summons are super exciting for me. I really do want to build the summon deck. I think it's Terra is the commander of it. But summon Bahamut. Bahamut is going to go in tons of in my colorless deck. Ooh, collector. The Japanese collector boxes are $500 and the English are like $700. So crazy prices. But yeah, single pack, $54.75. Crazy times. Tella, Great Sage. Tella's a cool character. I like that. Summon Knights of the Round. Clive Ifrit's dominant uh, borderless. Noctis. Yuna. I love Yuna. Yuna's great. Terra. There we go. Terra. Magical Adept. Sid. So Sid's fun. Sid is a you can have as many of these cards in your deck as you want card. So it's a legendary. So not only can he be the commander, but he can be all the creatures in your deck. So if you really wanted to do that, I mean, I'm probably going to. Don't And then you want to have all the versions of Sid. So I am going to be looking to pull all the different Sids, and I think what is there? There's 16 versions of him because there's 16 games. There's one for each game. This is the one from Final Fantasy 14. The card itself is the same. It's the art that's different. There's like 16 variants of it because of there's one for every game. And if you don't understand the joke, Sid is so the way that Final Fantasy works is they're not sequels for the most part. There's a couple of sequels in there. Sequels don't usually work out very well. Anyways, every game is a unique world, kind of, right? Where it's like not really connected from one game to another, but character names are reused, artifacts, swords, things like that. The concept of summoners and summons is reused. So there's different things that are reused. Early on, you would get a lot of like white mage, black mage, red mage, warrior, dragoon, different jobs that you would see in typical fantasy type games. Well, Sid is a character that has a name of a character that's been in every game, and he's always like an artificer, almost always an artificer. So it's really kind of cool. I'm looking forward to that. All right, there's Kefka again. Bristly Bill. Is Bristly Bill? Oh, that's, yeah. For some reason, Thunder Junction is being mixed in here, and I'm not quite sure why. But anyways. So wait, yeah, so Terror of the Peaks is not being reprinted in the Final Fantasy set. I don't know what I was talking about earlier. I'm sure there were tons of people yelling at me. Maybe you even commented. But I found, later on in the video, I corrected myself. So there you go. So Terror of the Peaks is not in the set. But a card will be that we will come across here. Ultima, Origin of Oblivion. That's kind of cool. Ultima is carried over from game to game. Zidane, Lightning. What else do we got here? As you see, these single prices, even 3 deep, is pretty high. That's because the box prices are kind of high, but they're also pre-order prices. Pre-order prices are high. Genova, that's really cool. Genova is from Final Fantasy 7. Absolute Virtue is something that people are talking about. Here's Stiltskin, one of the Mughals. Kefka's back. Cerebrus, the one of the summons, one of the big summons. Tella in the whose art is that? Taco? Interesting. Okay. That's new art, I think. Well, maybe it's from a game. I think it's new art, though. There was a lot of, a little lot, not a lot, but a little lot of controversy over this version of Tifa. This is a game-accurate version of Tifa, kind of, because originally when it came out, it wasn't, obviously, the art wasn't this good. The graphics weren't this good. But she is notoriously big-topped, big-chested. And so this art is big-chested, and people were upset about that. Only stupid people, but still, people were upset about it. All right, the Darkness Crystal. All the crystals are in this. I'm excited about those. Those look pretty cool. Earth Crystal. Traveling Chocobo. The base copy is even like $29. Buster Sword. That's a big deal. Jecht is a big deal from Final Fantasy X. Zodiark, Umbral God. This. So I'm definitely building this Chocobo deck right here. This Chocobo bird is I'm going all out. I'm going to get the best copy of this card that I can get. I'm building this deck. Excited to build a Chocobo deck. It's technically a bird tribal deck, but I'm gonna try to put as many chocobos as are decent enough to put in there. Let's see, stolen uniform. Is that an uncommon for $13? Jeez. From Final Fantasy VI, though, it makes sense. That art, Shiki. Dang, look at that. All right, Ultima Borderless. Getting towards the end of this video, I think. Oh, Sin, I'm super excited about this. I may build this, we'll see. But that's like kind of one of the big villains from Final Fantasy X. I mean, it is, but there's a lot that goes into that, lore-wise and story-wise. It's one of the best stories like ever. Still not as good as Final Fantasy VI, though. Gilgamesh, that's cool. The lands are kind of cool. It's from different parts of the Final Fantasy lore. Dark Confidant is one of the reprints that I was looking to point out earlier. That's actually in the standard set, so you will have Dark Confidant in standard if that's a thing you're into. This is kind of, is this the one? Reach. Beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. No, that's not the one I was thinking of. But Rose is cool. Rose is from Final Fantasy IV. Kain from Final Fantasy IV. That's one of my brother's favorite characters. Cecil also. Dark Knight. Flips over. Is this the one that flips over? Yeah, it does. Flips over to the Paladin. So he was a Dark Knight and a Redeemed Paladin. There we go. Very, very cool. All right. I think we are pretty much there, guys. Anything else I want to touch on before I close this out? Hey, Moogle's Valor. All the Moogles. So what decks are you looking to build? What are you excited about Final Fantasy other than the price point? Do you wish this wasn't a standard set? What are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking? I'm very excited to have this, and I'm looking forward to trying to get my hands on it. We will see how that works out, and maybe we'll make the dream. We'll make the dream. We'll pull that one of 77 chocobos and have all the monies, and yeah, it'll be great. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good day.